All right, everyone. Welcome to the estimation of sums, a continuation of a lot of the work we've been doing. Today, we're going to be thinking about how we can estimate sums with 3-digit numbers. We've kind of looked at other ones before. But as always, I like to talk about our vocabulary, right? So estimation, first thought, round. When we see that word estimate or estimation, we want to know right away in our heads, oh yeah, I'm going to be rounding my numbers, right? I'm going to get an idea. I'm going to find about how much is the answer, not the real answer itself. We're going to be talking about that today with sums, which is the answer to an addition problem. Okay, so these are really good key vocabulary words that we hold in as we go. So let's kind of just play around with that today. So we're going to start off, and let's say someone says, oh, I have 328 and I'm going to add 427 and I want an estimation, right? I want an estimation of what this would equal. I want to know about how much is this. Okay, so if we think about what we've been doing, right? The first step when I think estimation and I hear that idea is I'm going to round. And we're working with our hundreds, so I'm going to round my numbers to the nearest 100. Right? I'm going to round to the nearest 100. So that means I'm thinking about this hundreds place here, and I'm asking myself, I really am, I'm thinking like, well, what's closer? 300, you know, if we were on a number line, or 400. And I mean, I could literally just kind of plot this, and this is how you visualize your rounding, but you want to get to the point eventually you're just going to look at numbers and say, oh yeah, well, that is 300. I know that rounds down to 300 because again, right in the middle would be 350. So 328 would probably be, you know, I don't know, roughly about here. And then again, it's always like, well, what's closer, 300 or 400? And you can literally see by the way I even drew that line that 300 is a lot closer, right? So it's not about what number is larger or smaller, it's about which 100 is closer. And it's true, 328 is a lot closer to 300 than it is to 400 itself, right? So that's really what I'm trying to get there when I draw that number line, to visualize it. And you can draw number lines yourself if you want to help you do it. Like I would really encourage that. So, so this rounds to 300. I have no idea why I wrote 400. This rounds to 300. Oh, because I was thinking of this, right? And then we look at our next number and it's 427. Well, that's pretty close in general to the same idea, but as we know, then that means that really if we're thinking about that hundreds place, right, I'm in the 20s. So 420, so that's just gonna be 400, okay? So that's step one, I'm gonna round. And then we're finding sums. So this is the great thing is that once I've put this together, I'm just using my skill of adding hundreds. It's really like counting by 100, right? 1, 2, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. And that's my estimation. Notice I did not do the math itself. I just did this simple estimation. I rounded my numbers and I added my rounded numbers together to get my answer. So let's do another one. 589 plus 106. Okay. All right. Estimation time, right? That's what we're doing this whole time. We're estimating. So I'm getting an idea of the answer. I'm not getting the exact answer. I'm getting an idea of about how much this is worth. So to do that, again, I'm going to round 589. Well, that's actually closer to 600 because again, we wanted to look at that on a number line, right? I have 500 and I have 600 because I'm rounding to my hundreds, right? I'm just counting by 100. And 589, well, that would be, you know, roughly about right here. And again, you can just see it is a lot quicker to get up to 600. So this is going to round to 600 and this is going to round to 100. Look at that. That one, yeah, that one makes sense. It's 106. It's super close to 100. And now we add. So 600 plus 100 equals 700. That was a coincidence. Not every problem rounds to 700. Wow. I don't know what else. That was fun. Okay. So far, so good, right? Round, take your rounded numbers, add them together, you have an estimation. So again, you know me, I love doing multiple ideas. 381 plus 642. Okay, so again, someone comes along and says, hey, I need you to do an estimation. I want to know about how much this would be worth. So again, I'm going to estimate. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to round. Well, 381 is going to round to 400. That's the closest hundred, right? 300, 400. This is 350. This is 381. So you can see it. Boom. Okay. And then my other number is 642. So that would be what? 600 and 700. In the middle would be 650. I have 642. So we call it about there. Again, notice that I'm even on my number lines. I'm just saying about, especially with the hundreds. And again, we can see going to 600. Okay. So now to get my estimation, I'm just adding 400 plus 600. And well, I could count by hundreds if I wasn't sure, right? It's just like counting up. So I'm actually going to take the larger number, stick it in my head, 600, right? And then 700, 800, 900, oh, 1,000. Well, that's a tricky one. Okay, so our answer is about 1,000. Okay, cool. So round, take your numbers that you rounded, add them together. And that's really just counting by hundreds at that case. Or is it? In most cases it is, but let's look at one more example of something we might see. Like we could probably get something that says, oh, what's the 459, and I'm going to add that to 72, right? Okay, so now this goes back to building on both of our skills. Remember, if we want an estimation, right, we want to know about how much is this? About how much is 59 plus 72? Well, okay. First, we're going to round. It's the same thing we've been doing. So 459. Ooh, that's a tricky one. You might have to put that one on the number line. So that'd be between 400 and 500. 450 is in the middle. And 459 is going to be just past it. So since it's past this, I guess now I can see this rounds up to 500. And now I got 72. Now notice 72 is not 100. So this can take me back to the skills we've done before and say, oh, well then I'll just round this one to the nearest 10. So that would be between 70 and 80. And this would be 75, and I don't know, 72 would be about right here. So I can see this actually rounds down to 70. So notice with the second number, I just added it, I rounded it to its tens. I didn't round it up to 100, I just rounded it to its tens. And now I'm just going to take 500 and I'm going to add 70 to get my answer, and I'm done. That's all I need to do. Now to help me do that, I'm going to, I don't know, we could probably do ones, tens, hundreds. We could do a little chart. So I have 500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means I have a 0 in the ones place. Oh, sorry, here, wait. Get rid of that. Change the color here. So I have a 0 in the ones. Hello, pen. Hi, how are you? Fine, but could you draw, please? Yes. Okay. So I have a 0 in the ones place, right? You see that? 0 right here. I have a 7 in the tens place. And I have a 5. So it's 570. So that's my estimation. 459 plus 72 is about 570. Okay. So this, everyone, is how we can estimate our sums, right? Remember, this is a skill where we're just getting an idea. We're rounding. So if we're going to estimate sums, remember, when I see estimate or estimation, first thing I'm going to do is round. Then I'm going to add the rounded numbers. Remember, sometimes when I round, that could be to the tens place, It could be to the hundreds. It might even be to the thousands later as we start to do that. But that is our skill set. Take your numbers, round them, add your rounded numbers. You're done. That's an estimation. It's close enough. So as always, thank you for your hard work. We appreciate it. And we will see you soon.